Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. What can I say about this movie? It was a mixed bag that was better than the first movie, but still had some missteps. I know the popular thing to do is to instantly hate anything that Michael Bay's name is associated with, but I kind of enjoyed the first movie. And this one fixes some of the things that I didn't like in the first one, but it's still not perfect. So we're going to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and yes, there will be some spoilers, so let's start with the plot. I mean, it's really paper thin. Shredder breaks out of prison and he's working with Krang, and he wants to help Krang come to this dimension and destroy the Earth so he can rule by his side. I like this idea overall, because even in the cartoon, Shredder always ended up being Krang's bitch.
Suck it, you fool!
I told you, call me the Shredder.
You wouldn't be shredding anything if it weren't for me. Climb on my back!
Which brings me to my next point, the 80s cartoon. There's a lot of really cool nods to the 80s cartoon, which is something I was hoping for. I felt like that was something the first movie was sorely missing. And these additions in the movie took me right back. The turtle van was like a kid's toy thrown on the big screen. I mean, this thing shot manhole covers, and it had robot nunchuck arms. It was great to see. And the music during the credits is a remix of the original Turtles theme. That was a really cool throwback too. And if you watched my Out of the Shadows trailer review, a lot of the things I predicted in that trailer review came true. Some, unfortunately. So the Technodrome is Krang's battleship, and it does come together piece by piece. And he wants to use it to destroy New York City, followed by the rest of the world. And one nice treat for the cartoon fans is that it does show the big eyeball thing at the top. In this movie, it's some kind of Death Star laser beam. So we've got a cool turtle van and a cool Technodrome. Now let's talk about the characters, because this is where the movie has its ups and it has its downs. Unfortunately, I was right about Casey Jones. Exactly what I thought was going to happen with him happened. The character we got in this movie is not Casey Jones. He is clean cut, way too friendly. And they gave him this weird backstory about being some kind of cop or prison guard. I just didn't care for it. We don't need that explanation. He's not the gruff vigilante with an attitude we saw in the original movie.
Well, that was a crime, you purse-scrubbing pukes. And this is the penalty.
He's just not here. This version is just Arrow Season 4 Oliver Queen. That's what we got. Oh, and that awesome mask we all love? We just see it in one scene that he actually uses it. That's it. This is what you get the rest of the movie. They really dropped the ball with Casey Jones here in this movie. There's no excuse for it. They just dropped the ball. On the other hand, the Turtles were awesome. Whenever you make anything Ninja Turtles related, what's the one most important thing that you have to get right? Their personalities and their relationship to each other. They shine perfectly through all the fake CG. Their personalities really shine through. I mean, you still have Donatello with all his nerdy technobabble. Leonardo is constantly struggling to keep the team together as the leader. Raphael's still the hothead with an attitude that goes off on his own. Mikey's constantly making jokes and never knows when to take anything seriously. That's all here. They nailed it again. And that's one of the strong points I felt was in the first movie, is the Turtles' personality. Regardless of how you feel about how they look, the personality's completely nailed. And I feel even their look is improved slightly, which it's no big deal to me one way or the other, but I mean, they are wearing less junk all over them, so that was a slight improvement overall. Now, let's talk about the bad guys. Bebop and Rocksteady were awesome. I mean, they were exactly what they needed to be. They were two failed criminals that get mutated and become Shredder's two idiot henchmen.
Bebop, Rocksteady, destroy them!
Jump for it!
You idiots!
I'm glad they didn't make them horrified at what they've become. They love being these monsters, and this movie uses them perfectly. Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman was really fun to watch. Sadly, we didn't get much out of him. He was a stereotypical mad scientist working with Shredder, and he seemed to really enjoy the role. You could tell he was having fun playing this guy. He would pop up every once in a while in the movie, and he really did deserve more screen time than he got. I'm hoping we see him turn into a fly monster in the future. We didn't get it this time around, they didn't even hint at it, so who knows. And Karai, she didn't really do anything in this movie. She was completely unimportant, which is a shame because she's such a cool character. Why aren't we seeing her lead a Foot Clan assault against the Turtles, like in TMNT?
No one interferes. No one bears witness.
This version is underused, and she's just there. And speaking of the Foot Clan, the Foot Soldiers are massively improved. They're actual ninjas now, not the stupid military thugs from the first movie. I don't know why they did that to the Foot Clan in the first one, but yes, they are ninjas, they have swords, and they fight hand to hand. Well done. Shredder, on the other hand, was a massive letdown. I could not believe it. I was fine with the costume change and the fact that they even changed the actor, but he literally does nothing in the movie. Why would you put Shredder in a Turtles movie and not have them fight him? I get that Krang is the main threat, but why not have Krang, Shredder, and all 4 turtles in this giant battle royale at the end of the movie? Instead, Krang betrays Shredder for no reason, freezes him, and stores him away. There's no fight. And the only time you see him in a mask was that end scene. He puts it on for the final battle, and then does not fight. Wasted him. You know, in the original, his face was kept behind the mask most of the movie. This made him so mysterious, threatening, and scary. It's the complete opposite here, in every way, shape, or form. Krang, on the other hand, was awesome. He's what you expect. He's a little octopus brain-looking monster in a big robot suit that treats Shredder like crap. But you only see him at the beginning and during the final battle. I wanted to see more of him. He kind of felt like he was just thrown in to appease all the 80s cartoon fans, which I can appreciate, but not when you don't do much with him. He was there just to say, this is the main bad guy, this is who they fight at the end. There's literally nothing else to say about him. The fight between him and all the 4 turtles at the end was really well done, but I didn't really care for his voice. I know that's nitpicking, but I love the goofy little voice from the cartoon, and this just didn't sound anything like it.
I have given you vast technical knowledge.
And another thing too I wasn't clear about was whether Shredder really knew him or not. At the beginning when they introduce him, I couldn't really tell if Shredder already knew him or if it's the first time that they've met. Maybe some of you guys got something out of the movie that I missed. If you can clarify this for me, please leave it in a comment down below. Now, the 2 human leads, besides Casey Jones, of course, April and Vern. Megan Fox's April was as wooden as you'd expect. There's just zero personality there to her acting. It is what it is. She's just there with her looks and slow motion shots. And Vern, I thought he was delightful. He somehow got credit for beating Shredder in the first movie. So the city sees him as a hero and he calls himself the Falcon. It's completely ridiculous, but it was hilarious. If you know anything about Dragon Ball Z, he plays the role of Hercule, or Mr. Satan, depending on what you prefer to call him. And it was hilarious at the beginning when the turtles sneak into a Knicks game and take turns shooting spitballs at him after they see him. I enjoyed this movie. I mean, the humor was there, the action was there. Overall, it was an improvement over the first movie, but did take some steps back too. The best way to summarize this movie is this. If you enjoyed the first movie, you're probably going to enjoy this one a bit more. If you absolutely hated the first movie, this one's not going to change your mind. You're probably still going to hate it. If they do make a third one, I want them to go crazy. This movie already dipped its feet in the world of other mutants and alternate dimensions. For the next one, I want to see Turtles in Time, the movie. This one doesn't count. I want to see them go to all kinds of different time periods fighting Leatherhead, Slash, Ground Chuck, Krang's Rock Soldiers, the Pizza Monsters. Just go completely crazy. That would be a treat to see. Just lose it. The best movie, still the original. And thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you check out some of my other videos. Leave me a comment down below with your opinion of the movie. This is Fabian from GamerThumbTV. Till next time, guys.